And oh, my soul so weary when troubles come and my heart burdened be. Then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and say a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up. You raise me up. You raise me shoulders.
You raise me up to more than I can be.
Hello and welcome to our midweek reflection. We began with a version of that wonderful song, You Raise Me Up. It's been recorded by so many different artists over the last 20 years or so. A very uplifting song. And I thought I'd begin with that because I'm thinking today about St. Christopher. And St. Christopher, of course, is usually depicted as a strong man carrying a child on his shoulder, raising the child up and carrying the child to safety across the river. I remember from my childhood that it used to be quite popular to have either little pendants or perhaps a charm bracelet charm, or sometimes a magnetic badge for the front of the car grille depicting St. Christopher. That image was well known, and of course he was known as the patron saint of travellers. and so people would invoke St. Christopher when they were setting out on a journey. I haven't seen those kind of things for a few years now. Perhaps it's fallen out of fashion. And I think when the list of official saints was last revised, he no longer actually made the cut. But he's still, of course, very much a well-regarded figure by many. There is a story about St. Christopher which you probably know. The story is that there was once a man called Revd, a big, fierce man. And he was someone who was an outsider, because he was so big and fierce that people were frightened of him, and he didn't fit in. But he was taken under the wing of a hermit who was kind to him, and gave him shelter and taught him about Jesus, and so he began to be a person of faith. And Revd decided that he wanted to serve the Lord, and so he asked the hermit how best he could do that. And at first the hermit said, well, why not become like me? You could dedicate yourself to a life of prayer and fasting. Well, given that he was, a big guy, the idea of fasting was perhaps a little bit too difficult for him. But nearby there was a river, and people needed to cross the river to get to the town on the other side, and sometimes it was really difficult, especially when the river was high. And he said, well, I'm big and strong, I can carry people across. That'll be my work, that's what I'll do for the Lord. And so it was that he dedicated himself to carrying people across the river. And he's often depicted, isn't he, with a staff in hand. And one day there was a small child on the riverbank who asked to be carried across. This was going to be easy, he thought. He'd carried all sorts of people. So he lifted the child and began to carry him across the water. And as he got towards the middle of the water, the child was getting heavier and heavier. And he really had to struggle to get to the other side of the bank. But he made it. And he safely placed the child down on the other side. Whew, why are you so heavy? He asked. I am the Christ child, the little one said. And when you carry me, you carry the cares of the whole world too. And then the little one disappeared. Well, it's a story. But it's a lovely image, isn't it? It reminds us, perhaps, that we're all in different ways called to carry each other's burdens, to help each other out from time to time. And also that there are times when we have to allow ourselves to be carried. And sometimes that's not easy, to admit our weakness. And of course, it also reminds us that God carries us. When we're beyond any human help or effort, we can rest in the knowledge that God carries us and carries all of the cares of the world. So it's a wonderful little story, and perhaps as we are beginning to think about holidays or travel, you might like to remember St. Christopher. There was also a motorist's prayer that was popular around the same time. It sounds a little bit dated now, but let me share it with you. Grant me, O Lord, a steady hand and watchful eye, that no one shall be hurt as I pass by. Thou givest life, I pray no art of mine may take away or mar that gift of thine. Shelter those, dear Lord, who bear me company from the evils of fire and all calamity. Teach me to use my car for others' needs, not miss, through love of undue speed, the beauty of the world, that thus I may, with joy and courtesy, go on my way. And the prayer finishes, St. Christopher, holy patron of travellers, protect me and lead me safely to my destiny. Well, there's some lovely thoughts in there about not rushing as we journey, but to enjoy the journey. Perhaps a message there not only for our car journeys or rail journeys or even our waiting at the airport for a flight abroad, but for our journey of life too. Go well this week. We're going to finish with another favourite hymn. Brother, sister, let me serve you. Let me share the load. Let's do that for each other. God bless.
Brother, sister, let me serve you. Let me be as Christ to you. Pray that I may have the grace to let you be my servant too. We are pilgrims on a journey. We're companions on the road. We are here to help each other walk the mile and bear the load.
I will hold the Christ light for you in the night time of your fear. I will hold my hand out to you, speak a peace you long to
I will weep when you are weeping. When you laugh, I'll laugh with you. I will share your joy and sorrow till we've seen this journey